Namaste. And roll your shoulders, roll them forwards. And just bring your palms together, bow towards your heart, and put an intention for this practice today. And relax your hands. We're going to do a moon breathing. And for the moon breathing, you'll be breathing in through your left nostril, out through your right nostril. And this you will see as if I'm doing it opposite to you, because I'm not going to mirror you. But just go to your own right and your own left. So Vishnu Mudra, index finger and middle finger towards the hand. And we're going to use the thumb, hello Chris, the thumb and the ring finger to alternate between our nostrils. So inhale fully through both nostrils. Close your left nostril and exhale fully through your right. Close the right nostril, inhale through your left. Close the left, exhale right. Inhale through your left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Keep going like this, inhaling left. Exhaling right. Last round. And relax both hands. Take a moment just to feel breath. Breathing through the left nostril is called the moon breathing, Chandra, Pranayama. And this is meant to cool down your system. And bring your hands towards your chest, interlace your fingers. As you inhale, push the skin on your chest down and bring your chin up. Exhale, hollow your belly and bring your arms forwards. Inhale, bring it in and push it up. Exhale, push. Hollow your belly. One more. And push it forwards. And bring the arms to the side, making a C shape with your spine, with the sides of the ribs. And bring them back to center. Change sides. And do it again on each side. And good. And back to center. Bring your hands onto your shoulders and make big circles with your shoulders and change direction. Wonderful. And roll over your ankles. Keep your block nearby. We might need it later. Roll over your ankles and come into all fours. And have your hands a little bit further forwards from your shoulders than you would normally do. Just start making circles, pushing your belly in towards your lower back and letting a little bit of weight come onto your wrist. And change direction. Move as your body's asking you to. Neck as well. Lovely. And then change the position of your hands. So by having our hands a little bit further forward from our shoulders, we're bringing less weight into it. So just play with how much weight can your wrists take. Maybe you can let your hips go down as you go forwards. That's it. And change the hands facing towards each other. And we're going to go around on our Matiasana. All the single ladies, all the single ladies. And change direction. That's it. Good. Now, without putting too much weight, bring a palm up. So I'm putting my left hand with the palm facing up and stretching that wrist and release. I like to put my fingertips on the floor and then stretch the left. Good. And release. Tuck your toes under. A little stretch on the toes as we shake, shake, shake the wrists, making a big circle and change direction. Good. Lovely. Excellent. So now coming to a proper all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to activate the glutes and activate the core. So watch for a moment. We're going to come up onto our toes and we're going to bring the leg up and back in and up and back in. So we're activating the glutes by bringing the leg at 90 degrees. And because we have the knee off the floor, we're activating the core. If this makes your wrist feel a bit too demanded upon, just fold the mat and give some cushion for the heel of your hand, and that will help not to feel that your wrists are making so much work. Okay, here we go. So engage, your belly's engaged before you even lift your knees, and your pelvic floor is also working. And then lift your knees off the floor. And the right knee comes out and up, and bring it back in. And out and up, and back in. Out and up, back in. 2 more. That's it. Last one. And straighten that left leg. Keep your right knee bent. Now see how you feel. Maybe you can straighten the knee, maybe not yet. And we're going to extend from here and bring it back in. So we're warming up. You don't need to do a lot, just work with what's present. And see if the left leg can straighten down. Now straighten your leg, your right leg. See if you can straighten your left leg as well. And maybe bring your big toe and your second toe around the heel of the left foot. And that will help to ground towards the floor. Breathe deeply. So we're hooking the big toe around the heel. And release. Knees onto the floor. Have a quick child's pose. Just resting for a moment. Pacing ourselves when the weather is hot outside. You can also have your fingers resting onto your neck so that you stretch your hand, your wrists. Lovely. And come back into all fours and feel engaged. Can you close the door, please? Feel your belly engaged, your knees are off the floor. And bring your leg up and bring it in. And bring it up. And bring it in. Bring it up and in. One more. Now, extend the right leg. You can leave it a little bit bent if you still feels too tense. If you can straighten it, straighten it. And then extend the left leg and bring it back in. Extend, heel is away and bring it back in. Extend and back in. One more. And see if you can hook the toe, the big toe and the second toe around your heel. Breathing deeply. Letting the heel go down towards the floor, stretching your calf muscle and your hamstrings. And release, come into your child's pose. Rest your wrists by bringing your fingers between your neck and your shoulders. Elbows on the floor. Keep breathing. Lovely. Lift your head and we're going to use the core strength that we just developed plus the hamstring strength. So whilst you're coming into a down dog from all fours, your stance will be short. It will be almost like elephant. The proper down dog needs of you to have a bit of a longer stance. So to know what stance you need to have, just come into down dog from whichever position you're in. And then come into plank. If you're not in the right position, you will have to walk your feet back or your hands forwards. So from plank, come back into down dog, and this should be anatomically the right position for you. Keep pushing your heels down, your chest towards your thighs. Your heels will not necessarily touch the floor. Come into plank. And come into down dog. And back into plank. Now in plank, lift your left foot and hook the toes, the big toe and the second toe, around your heel whilst you're in plank. Yes. And come into down dog. This is a further stretch. Your left foot is way in there. And come into plank with the foot over. And downward facing dog. And plank. And down dog, release the toes, walk the dog, paddling your feet towards the floor. And come back into plank. This time your right foot will come toe and the second toe, big toe and second toe, hold onto your ankle. And come into down dog. And plank. That's it. Downward facing dog. Allowing that heel to go down. And back into plank. One more. Down dog, pushing down onto your heel. And release, walk the dog. Come into plank. Knees onto the floor. And let your upper body come down. Thighs and belly. Then interlace your fingers behind your buttocks. Inhale, push your arms away from your shoulders, hands up from the buttocks if you can. And release. Allow your arms to rest by the sides of your body. We're going to do a little bit of back strengthening. So from here, we're going to bring the right arm. So the left side of the head is on the floor. Right side is looking away. Right arm will come around the face. The left arm is on the floor. As we inhale, we're going to bring the chest and both arms up. Extend the right arm and the left arm in opposite directions. Exchange the arms and then bend slightly and rest the head. Inhale, lift. Extend the right arm and the left arm in opposite directions. Let the arms exchange. One comes forwards, the one comes back. And release head and arms. We're going to do this a few more times. Make some room if you need to move your mat. So inhale, bringing the head to center, extend arms and leg, and exchange, and bend and release. Inhale, your legs are firmly on the floor. Your glutes are helping to lift. Your abdomen is also helping. And release down. Inhale, lift, exchange, and rest. Now inhale, lift and bring both arms forwards. And see if you can also bring your legs up from the floor. Arms and legs are up. And maybe you rock onto your belly. And exhale, release your forehead onto your hands. Bend your knees and sway your shins side to side. Releasing any tension on your lower back. Lovely. And have just a moment here, connecting with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhale, lift your head, bring your hands by the sides of your chest. Come through your knees into downward facing dog. And work your hands back towards your feet. Soften your knees. Have your upper body being heavy. Grab hold of your elbows and sway your upper body side to side. Releasing. tension on your lower back, on your upper back, on your shoulders, on your neck. Good. Then release your elbows and roll up into standing. Your head is the last thing to come up. Bring your arms around and up. Baby back bend. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, hands onto your shins and flatten your back. So we are at the back of the mat. Exhale, bring your hands onto the floor. Walk your hands all the way forwards, coming into plank. Knees onto the ground and soften down. Inhale, shoulders back and down. Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And walk your hands back towards your feet. Release your upper body. If you extend your knees, then your hamstrings will get engaged. Inhale, try to straighten your back with your legs straight. If your hands need to be on the shins, have them on the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, release. One more of these. Inhale. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, extend your back. Exhale, walk your hands coming into plank. Knees onto the floor. Let's just melt down towards the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, bring your right leg up, this time towards the sky, opening your hip. And bend your right knee. Keep pushing the hands on the floor, the knee towards the sky. Feeling that stretch in the side of the body and the standing leg. And release, change sides. Left leg up, stretching up, bend the knee. This is a nice stretch for your thigh muscles. And bring it back to center. And tango your way to the front of the mat. Crisscrossing your legs. You can have your fingertips on the floor. And when you came all the way forwards, extend the legs on the back. Exhale, fold forwards and roll it up. All the way up. Exhale. Release. Good. Shake your arms, shake your legs. Remember to drink water if you need any water. And try to keep cool, a cool mind, cool body. We're going to do a little flow now. And just have a block nearby and use it as much as you need so that you're supported. Bring it in front of the mat and you can use it. Good. We're going to come into Utkatasana with the legs together. Normally I invite you to have your legs hip distance. Today, for the purpose of this sequence, we're going to have the feet together, ankles together. So stand in Tadasana, a mountain pose with your hands by the sides of the body, shoulders back and down. Spread your toes, lift your toes and spread them on the floor. And breathe. Bring your hands towards your heart. Open your eyes and bring your arms back and up into Utkatasana. So in Utkatasana, where arms need to be straight, shoulders relaxed, and the weight is not on the toes. So lift your toes and feel that your weight is at the back of your heels. Now, this sometimes doesn't allow us to go very low. We don't need to go very low, but for this sequence, we will lift the heels and see if you can come a little bit lower. And keep the middle line engaged so that you can keep yourself into balance. Stay on the balls of the feet and come all the way up. Stretching up. See if you can arch back a little bit. And exhale, come back into these heels off the floor, Utkatasana, chair pose. How low can you go? Mind your knees if they are weak. Don't go too far. Inhale, bring it up, extend. Exhale. Bring it into Utkatasana, balancing and strengthening at the same time. Exhale, release your heels, fold forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, soften your knees and bring your right leg back. You feel our train tracking, bend the front knee. And bring your hands, I'm resting my chest onto my thighs. Bring your hands to interlace behind your back. And now push the feet away from each other as you lift your chest and bring your arms away from your hips. This front knee is doing quite a lot of work. Inhale, release your hands and bring your arms at 45 degrees. And bring your arms up, your chest up. Then release the back leg and come into a warrior two. So check that your legs are aligned, the front heel aligned with the arch of the back foot. Good. Inhale, bring your left arm up, the right hand onto your right leg. Straighten up. This is Sun Warrior. What we want to feel is a real stretch on the ribs, the sides of the waist. And as you exhale, bring the forearm onto the thigh and bring the other arm overhead. Side stretch. Come back into Sun Warrior. And on the next one, we're going to bring the hand behind the foot. So if you want to grab your block, put it behind the foot. So bring the hand behind the foot and bring the arm up. Now notice how much weight are you putting onto the block. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring your hands into a T position. Extend your front leg. Tilt towards the front. And we're going to come into triangle. You can turn the block and have this both legs straight. Your arms are reaching up. Good. Look towards the block and bring the block in front of the foot. Lower the height of the block. Come back into warrior two. Great. Now, we're going to bring the hand on top of the block and bring the arm up. And now you can feel the connection. So bring the left hand in front of the left foot, Mala. Feel the connection between the arm and the knee. Maybe you go all the way down towards the floor. Yes, that's it. Well done, Laura. Now look towards the floor. Bring the right arm down. Lift the back heel. Release the back knee. Bring the block underneath your right arm. And just rest in that lizard pose for a moment. If you want a little bit more, you can bring your left hand onto your left knee and twist towards the left. Lovely. And bring yourselves back to center. The block can come away. Bring your left leg back and lower down onto the floor. Forehead on the floor. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Legs are away. Inhale. Lift your chest. Bring your arms up from your hips. Exhale, release. Hands underneath your forehead. You can bend your knees and sway your shins side to side. And bring your hands underneath your chest. Tuck your toes under. Come up into your downward facing dog. And look towards your hands. Lift your heels. Step or jump towards your hands. Flat back. Exhale, fall forwards. Inhale, feet together. Utkatasana. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to do it all on the other leg. I'm going to change fronts so that I can still see you. Have your block nearby. Isn't it great to feel how when you stand up, you feel more of the heat because heat always rises. So very soon we're going to be lying on the floor just to do a bit of a chill out session for the second half. Bring your feet together, shoulders back and down. Always remember that unless you work your muscles, they can't go on holiday. Inhale, exhale, hands towards your heart. And bring your arms back and up, Utkatasana. First, lift your toes, feel the weight onto your heels. Then lift your heels and see if you can come a little bit lower. Your arms are straight. Inhale, extend up and arching back. Still balancing on the balls of your feet. Exhale, bending your knees, arms by the sides of your head. Inhale, bring it up. Still heels off the floor. Exhale, come down. And release your heels, fall forwards. Inhale, flatten your back, straighten your legs. Exhale, soften your knees. And bring the left leg back into a low lunge. Take your time, let your thigh get connected with your ribs and your chest. And bring your hands behind, interlacing your fingers. Maybe for a challenge, have your left index finger on top of the right. And push your hands away, bringing your chest up, but not too high, not up straight. And then release your arms, bring your hands in front. So we're making a 45-degree angle with the arms and the back leg. Inhale, come all the way up, opening the chest and the hips. And exhale, release the back heel, come into a warrior two. Have your block nearby. Good. So the right knee is bent, the left leg is straight. Inhale, sun warrior. Opening the front of the chest, breathing deeply. Exhale, side stretch with the forearm onto the thigh. Palm is facing up. The other arm is at 45 degrees. Inhale, sun warrior. Keep bending the front knee, opening the chest. Exhale, see if you can bring the hands behind and come into a side stretch. The arm can be perpendicular to the floor or overhead. So the block is behind your foot. Inhale back into your sun warrior. That's it. And exhale, we're going to bring the block in front. Maybe on the lowest setting, maybe you don't need it. Feel the knee pressing against the arm. The front knee is bent. So almost the shoulder is almost meeting your knee. Go a little bit lower, Mala. That's it. Lovely. And inhale, sun warrior. Exhale, extend the front knee. And using your block, come into an easy triangle pose. Breathe. Look towards the ground and release the top arm. Walk your foot away and come into the lizard pose. Releasing your forearm onto the block. Your right foot is to the side. Left leg is on the ground. Maybe your hand can rest onto the right knee and you twist. Good. And bring your chest back to center. Lift your chest. Bring the right leg back and lower down all the way towards the floor. Interlace your fingers behind your buttocks. Challenge yourselves by interlacing your fingers the opposite way to normal. And push it up. Maybe pushing the legs up as well. Locust pose. And exhale, release. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Come through your knees. Coming into downward facing dog. And inhale, look towards your hands. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Step or jump, flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. Feet together. Inhale, Utkatasana. Good. And lift your heels. Now that we got used to it, come into a squat. Focus on a non-moving point in front of you. And release down onto the floor. Release the legs. Good. Now have your feet either, the levels of difficulty are going to be together, most difficult, a little bit apart, a little bit less, wider apart, less difficult for the hamstrings. We're going to do a forward fold, but I want you to relax in it. So you can have your block and you can rest it onto the legs and release your forehead, or maybe if you have your legs apart, you can rest your forearms into the legs, into the block. What is important here is that you try to fold from your hips and not from your back. If you're folding from your back, you're going to just arch the back. If this is not available to you, put a block, a cushion or a blanket, or even fold the mat underneath your sitting bones, and that will give you a bit more of a perch so that you can sit with your hips folding forward. So take your block wherever you want it. Inhale, arms up, and exhale. Fold forwards. Let your upper body release towards the floor. As always, to stretch your hamstrings, you need to have your knees straight. Relaxing your neck. If your arms are over the block, you can rest your forehead or just bend your elbows and hold your head with your hands. We're going to do 5 more breaths here, wherever we can be, to be relaxed, to relax the upper body. Inhale, lift your head and bring your arms up. Exhale, fingertips behind you. Open your chest. Looking up. Exhale, release, coming back to center. Stay seated for a moment so that I can show you what we're going to do, and then we're going to come onto the floor. So first we're going to use the block to support our hip. And we're going to work with the legs and do some twisting of the hips. So the hips will be supported by the block. If you haven't got a block, then 2 or 3 cushions should give you the height. It's better to have something that is a bit more stable. So a blanket or some cushions or some towels will be good. And we're going to bring the legs up, and we're going to just let the legs go up and down. And then we're going to bring them around. And then we're going to bring them side to side. So because we're balancing on a block, we're not going to go all the way towards the floor. We're just massaging the sacrum. That's the idea of this exercise. So when you're ready, come onto the floor. First, lie on the floor. This is the way to do it, not sit onto the block and then let your upper body drop down. Lie onto the floor, push your feet onto the floor and bring your block underneath your hips or your cushions. And you can have a little stretch, bringing your arms overhead and maybe one leg out. And then the other leg out. Good. And we're going to bring the knees up towards the sky and towards our chest. Just rock onto your hips, rocking in and out. Then you can start rocking and extending. And rock, and one leg extends away. So don't keep one knee bent, both legs come straight as you extend, and then bring them in. Good. Now let the knees make outcentrical circles in opposite direction. So one comes in and the other one goes out. And change direction. That's it, good. Now, can you do the same with your legs outstretched? One leg goes forwards, the other one comes back. And change direction, that's it. Using the whole ball and socket joint that is your hip. Lovely. And bring your hands onto your knees. Bring your legs up. And just see if you can hold onto your calf muscles, ankles, maybe your big toes. As your hips are being supported is quite a comforting position also for the back. And then bring your legs up towards the sky. Have your hands resting by the side. So this is our inversion for today. We're not going to be exerting ourselves in the inversion, but I want you to have all of your concentration focused on your big toes. We're going to do 10 breaths in here. And if you're able to do the 10 breaths without your mind wavering, you are doing a really good job. So yoga doesn't have to be strenuous, acrobatic feats. It's about the breath and concentration. See if your breath can be lengthened. When you've done your 10 breaths, bring your knees towards your chest, hug your knees. And then release the feet onto the floor. Lift your hips and take your block out from underneath your hips. And have your support towards your left-hand side, either blocks or cushions. Bring your knees back towards your chest. Feel how this is different. Maybe your hip feels more liberated now. And we're going to bring the left knee out a little bit and bring the right knee over it. And let both legs rest towards the support, towards the block or your cushions. So the right knee is over the left, knee over knee, and they are both resting onto the block or cushion. And let your right hand stretch away from your legs. Your left hand can hold onto your right knee. And we're going to do 10 breaths here. Again, your challenge is not to let your mind go away with you thinking about something else. Observe what your internal dialogue is. When you reach your 10 breaths, uncross your legs and stay there for a moment. And then bring your knees back to center. Make circles with your knees. And we're going to go in the other direction. I change position so that I don't bang myself against the wall. Bring your knees towards your chest. And big circles with your knees. You can help with your hands. Have your support to your right hand side. And this time your left leg, left knee crosses over the right. And both knees come towards the right hand side to rest on the support, on the block. And then the left arm extends away. 10 breaths here. Your right hand can rest over your thigh, your left thigh. Check that your jaw is not tensing. melt into the position. When you've done your 10 breaths, uncross the legs and stay in the twist. Stay with your knees together, supported by the block. And bring your legs back to center. Happy baby, holding onto your big toes. Maybe rocking side to side, maybe staying still. And release your legs onto the ground. Bring your hands underneath your buttocks. Bend your elbows, bring your chest up. Fish, Matiasana, letting the crown of the head come towards the floor. And lift your head. Release your hands. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor, and have one hand over your belly and the other hand over your ribs. It can be the top of your ribs or bottom ribs. Focus on this three-dimensional breath. Inhaling onto your belly, the sides and the backs of the kidneys and the ribs and sides and the back between the shoulder blades, all the way up to your collarbones. And exhaling belly, ribs and collarbones. Let go of your body, let your hands rest by the side. Let the legs rest along the floor. If you have discomfort on your lower back, you can leave your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. Otherwise, we're going to rest into our Shavasana. Enjoying the coolness from the ground. You can direct your breath from your right nostril to your left, and then inhale left, exhale right, inhale left, exhale right, without using your hands. Just Chandra breath with your attention and intention, or just breathe softly. And as we are coming to the end of the class, you can stay lying down and stay there for a little bit longer. When the temperature is high outside, it also rises inside. So resting is cooling for the body and the mind. But if you need to get up and go, just make sure you have a little stretch. We're going to close chanting Om 3 times, followed by Shanti, 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 Om, peace, peace, peace. And how to begin. You can just listen if you're lying down. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Bring your palms together, rub your palms. Make the movement a little faster, generating prana between your hands, and place your palms over your face. Inhale deeply. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Slide your hands to your chest and bow your head. Namaste. Give yourself a little clap. Well done. Well done.